morning. I'm just going to tell, actually, you look like, the computer looks like it's just about to fall off. That's better, I think. That'll do. Good morning. You're all beating me with your comments. You're all raring to go this morning. Hey, we've got Dora and George and Sam. Hi. We've got Bella and Gosport. Hello, Bella. We've got Zach and Henry in the house. We've got Izzy B. We've got Santino. We've got Harry. Ollie in South Africa, big shout out to Ollie all the way over there. Alex and Dorset and Rowan, wow, loads of you this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's no challenge question. It's just that I thought the last minute, actually, I forgot to tell you, if you have a calculator ready, now it doesn't have to be one of these, it can be a phone calculator, that's fine. It can be any, it doesn't have to be a posh calculator. If you have one near you, you'll need it for one of your questions. If you really haven't got one, don't worry, you can always come back to the question another time. I'm not getting you to use a calculator the whole lesson, but you'll see what we're doing today. So let's have a look. We've got Chloe. Good morning. Oh, I had a hiccup then. Right, I'm going to put that there. So today we're learning about how to calculate the circumference of circles. And first of all, step one, I hope if you did the challenge yesterday, finding the different parts of the circle, I hope you enjoyed that. Lots and lots of different parts of circles. But mainly, when you're going from Key Stage 2 into Key Stage 3, what you need to go into Key Stage 3 with is knowing three main parts of the circle. And we're going to mention all three of them today. But as you know, we're going to be learning about the circumference today. Circumference of circles. And circumference is just like finding the perimeter of a shape. We've learned how to find the perimeter of a shape since we're probably in like year 3. And it means the perimeter of a circle, but it has a different name. We call it circumference, so it's around the circle. So just remember, like circumference, same as perimeter, just in case you get confused. Another time, and that's what we're going to be finding today. Now on a circle, okay, that is the circumference, there. It's literally the line around the outside, like the edge of the circle, that is the circumference. And at the top of your sheet, if you have the sheet, by the way, yeah, remember there's two different days of doing this, you might just be joining in, catching up. That's amazing. If you're patrons, you have a worksheet with this, but you know everyone's welcome. We are thinking about, right, so circumference. Right, when we find the perimeter of a shape, you add up all the sides. If you find the perimeter of a triangle, you add up all the sides. If you find the perimeter of a rectangle, you add up all the sides. If you find the perimeter of a pentagon, you add up all the sides. You can't do that with a circle, okay? If you had a circle in front of you, you could get a piece of string and go around the outside with a piece of string, and then get your piece of string and measure it with a ruler. But in mathematical, calculative world, we don't use a piece of string because you can't. Obviously, things are different scales. So if we were told that this was like 20 meters, you can't get 20 meters worth of string on something to do with a piece of paper. So we need a calculation. We need what is called a formula. Okay, and it's the rule about how to find something in maths. So if we're finding the circumference of a circle, we do what is, so C, circumference, equals what on earth does that mean? What is that? So that's the formula. That's the formula. C equals pi d. But we need to interpret, first of all, what that means. Right, we know what the C means. That funny shape. What is that? Okay. Now, this is, I was tutoring someone yesterday, and we were talking about circles. And this symbol came up, and I was saying to her, like, there aren't that many mathematical symbols that you learn in Key Stage 2. When you go into your Key Stage 3, there's loads, okay? The mathematical calculator becomes a whole new world of maths. maybe apart from like squared and cubed, like if it says like 5 squared, we know it means 5 times 5. If it says 2 to the power 3 or 2 cubed, you know it's 2 times 2 times 2. But there aren't many mathematics. I mean, we know what the multiplication sign means and the division sign and the addition sign. I suppose they are mathematical symbols. So this is the next one up. And this is called pi. P-I. Not P-I-E. Not like a good old pie that you eat. It's called pi. Okay. Let me show you. I'm going to have to come close to the camera, so don't get freaked out, okay? I want to show you where you could find pi on a mathematical calculator or even on a phone calculator. So I'm going to have to watch, I'm going to have to come behind the camera and make sure. I don't know if you can see. Right, okay. So here's a mathematical calculator. If you haven't seen one before, sorry, branding, you can get these from anywhere, any good retail shop. So if I zoom, can you see all these funny symbols here? Look, there's the power. We know that's squared. We know how to use that. All these other ones. Whoa, what do they mean? Okay. Now, if we come down here, I don't know if you can see. It's quite hard to see. Can you see just above where it says EXP? Oh, look. There's the symbol for pi. Okay. I'm also just going to come off my phone. I'm going to come off my phone comments. Okay, and here is my mobile phone. Okay. It's a certain brand, but you can get many different brands of phone. Now, you might have seen that before. I don't know if you've seen this. If you turn it to its side, it is a whole new world of mathematics. The phone turns into one of these. And again, if you zoom in, look at all these symbols that appear. Very, very similar to the mathematics calculator. And if we go across here, look, that is the symbol. And it means pi. Right. So what does it mean? If you can find it on your calculator, press it. Sometimes, if you've got one of these calculators, you'd have to press the symbol and then press equals. But on my phone calculator, okay, if I do this very carefully, if I click it, whoa, look what happens. The calculator hasn't gone crazy, okay, it's not having a malfunction. That is what pi stands for. 3.1415926535897993. Okay. That is why we have a special button for that value. It is a very, like 90 degrees. When we talk about an angles, like 90 degrees has to be exactly 90 degrees. This is what the pi symbol is for. This is a very, very precise measurement when we're talking about measuring circles, area, circumference, and so on. So rather than mathematicians or even just students having to remember that pi is 3.14159265, rather than if you need something very, very specific to do with circles, whether it's in architecture or so on, you use the symbol pi. You press it, you grate, you move on. So that's what pi stands for, and that's where it comes from. Okay? But obviously at secondary school, you'll use pi lots. On a calculator paper, if you get a question to do with the circumference of a circle, great, you'll click the pi button. If it's a non-calculator paper, you can't use a calculator, so you're not expected to remember that whole number. It is also remembered as 3.14. You remember it to 2 decimal places. Yeah, you're allowed to call pi 3.14. So if you did any calculations and you weren't allowed to use a calculator, you need to remember that pi stands for 3.14. Right, so move on. So we're finding the circumference. C equals, right, we know what pi stands for. So you have to find the circumference of a circle, you have to times 3.14 by D? What's D? What on earth circle. Okay, actually I'm going to use a different colour. Makes it stand out. Now D is this. That is D, and it stands for diameter. And the diameter is just cuts all the way across the circle. It's the measurement all the way across the middle of the circle. It's not at the top up there. It's not squeezed at the bottom. It has to be across the exact middle of the circle. We use diameter in real life. My favourite my favourite explanation of when diameter is used is when women are pregnant, or even when babies are born. They measure, one of the part of the measurement when babies are born is not just how much they weigh or how I don't know what length they are. They measure the diameter of their tummies. So if you imagine the circle is a stomach, they go whoop like that. So it's the diameter. It's all the way across. So that's the only real way I can think. I know. Pizzas. Okay, when you order a pizza from any reputable pizza company, okay, you get to choose the size of the pizza, small, medium, large, and it will give you the diameter of the pizza. I don't know why I've only just thought of that, okay? So after this lesson, with your parents' permission, go on the pizza website and then see what the different sizes of pizzas are with the diameters. Brilliant, okay? Okay, to find the circumference, we're getting there. To find the circumference of a circle, to find C, you need to times pi by D. Right, time for me to show you an example. Okay, so if you've got the worksheet, wait. So here's my new circle. Okay, I'm going to tell you that the diameter of this circle is, let me think. I need to make sure I don't steal one from the, I'm going to say it's 9 centimetres. Okay, so C equals pi d. I need to find the circumference. So in this case, C equals pi. Now why is the pi and the d squashed together? If you get two symbols squashed together, that means there's a hidden multiplication. So it's like, it's that many lots of, so it's pi times the diameter, which is 9. So to find the circumference of this circle, I do pi times 9. So it basically means 3.14 times by 9. Or I could click, I'll show you, let's have a go. Let's do it with the calculator. So, right, so I'm going to click pi multiplied 9, that's my circumference, 28.274. But if it's a non-calculator paper, I do 3.14 times by 9. Put my decimal point in. 1 9 is 9, 2 9s are 18, 3 9s 27, 4 9s are 36. 1 9 is 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 9s, 27, add the 1, 28. Look, they're not the same, but can you see 28.27, 28.26, they're never going to be the same answer because I've rounded 3.14 up, but you know that's the right answer because you're so close. So they're both correct. They're both the correct answer, okay? Because you've used this, one, you've used the symbol, the other one, you've used the nearest rounding amount, okay? Right, your turn now. So, if you've got the worksheet, be ready. If you haven't got the worksheet, I'd like you to draw 2 circles. 1, 2. I'm going to tell you that the diameter of circle 1, so I've drawn a line across, and so the diameter of the first one is 8 centimetres, so can you find the circumference if the diameter is 8 and the diameter is 4 centimetres? I'd like you to try and use it without a calculator. I'd like to try with 3.14. If you struggle with it, or you can maybe try it and then check with your calculator. Up to you. Okay, so I'm going to let you have a go both ways with this. So question 1, the diameter is 8. The question 2, the diameter is 4. And then for the last question, okay, I've given you the circumference. 0.36 centimetres, and I'd like you to work out what the diameter is. Okay. Oh, I need a rest for a minute. Let's get back on the chat. Let's get back on the chat. Oh my gosh, I've already spent 15 minutes talking. Here we go, I'm back. I love you all. Oh, dressage. Yeah, that's a good one. Dressage. Horses going around in circles and the diameter of it. That's a lovely example. Hello, Amelia in New York. Hello, Rufus. Oh, got some answers. Jodie's my best friend. We are watching together with our other best friend Harry over Zoom. Amazing. Diameter. Amazing. By the way, I'm fully aware there's a lot to take in from this lesson, okay? Remember, this is a sort of going into Key Stage 3 lessons, so if you're a little bit confused at the end, don't worry, you can watch it back. Okay, remember we're doing circles all week, so this is just a great thing to take forward. Okay, hi Harry. Okay, we've got some answers coming in. Ooh, got some interesting answers coming in. Okay. Right, what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to, oh, I can tell it's a new pen, it's really, really hard to open. I'm just going to block that bit off because that's our really, really important part. We need that through the lesson. Right, if the diameter is, don't worry if you're not finished. The diameter is 8 and we need to find the circumference. So C equals pi times the diameter, so it's 3.14 times by 8. So 3.14 times by 8. Great way of practicing multiplying decimals. Okay, so put your decimal point in. 4 8, 1 8 is 8, 2 8 is 16, 3 8 is 24, 4 8 is 32. Let's keep your 2, carry 3. 1 8 is 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 8s, 1 8 is 8, 2 8 is 16, 3 8 is 24. So 25.12. So the answer for the first one is 25.12. And that's centimetres, just centimetres. Okay, remember it's length. So you don't need to put anything squared or anything like that, it's just centimetres. Okay. For the next question, I don't know if you can still see me, I just thought I'd bend down. Diameter is 4 this time, so we do 3.14 times by 4. Okay. So 4 times 4 is 16. 1 times 4 is 4, plus the 1, 5. And 3 times 4 is 12. So the circumference of this one is 12.56. So C equals 12.56 for number 2. Now, for the last one, you've been given the circumference and you need to work out the diameter. So you're doing the inverse. Like, you know, if you're given, I don't know, 3 plus something equals 5, you know that whatever you add to 3 makes 5, so you need to do 2. So it's the same thing. You've got to find the inverse. So what it is C, 43.36, equals pi times D, and we don't know what D is. So if we multiplied 3.14 by D to make 43.36, the inverse of multiply is, what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So we have to divide 43.36 divided by pi, or 3.14. This is why I wanted you to have your calculator, because you can only really do that on a calculator. So let's get a calculator. 43.36. See if we can see it. There you go. 43.36 divided by 3.14. I'm not going to put pi, I'm just going to put 3. If you put pi, that's fine. Divided by 3.14 equals, whew, that's a big number. But you don't have to put the whole thing. 13.8 will do. Round it to 1 decimal place. So the diameter equals 13.8. There you go. So what you've done there is you found the circumference of 2 circles using our formula, and you've also found the diameter by working backwards. But we're not finished there. Okay? We're definitely not finished there. Because there's another part of the circle. And sometimes you are given that part of the circle and you still need to work out the same question. So we know the outside of the circle is called the circumference. I keep wanting to put my whiteboard rubber somewhere, even though it's magnetic. I'm not used to it yet. We know the outside is called the circumference. And we know the diameter is all the way across. I need the new pen colour. Ta-da! Sorry. Okay. There is another part. And it's half the length of the diameter. Halfway across. It doesn't have to be like that. Okay. It could be like this. Just as long as it's half of the diameter. Okay. I'm going to put it next to the diameter just to compare. And this is called the radius. The radius. And the radius is just half the diameter, halfway across the circle. Think radar. You know what radar is? It looks for planes and boats, and it starts in the middle. It goes round. The line goes round. It goes beep, beep. That's like radius, radar. Sound the same? Now, you could be given just the radius of a circle. Okay. So here's your circle. You're asked to find the circumference. Okay, and you're given the radius. So maybe you're told that the radius is, I don't know, 13 centimetres. And you need to find the circumference. Well, C equals pi d. Hang on, there's no radius in this question. What on earth are they going on about? Well, you need to turn this into the diameter. And as I said, the radius is half the diameter. So if the radius here is 13, then the diameter must be 26. Double it. So all you've got to do is double the radius. You've now got your diameter, and you do the same calculation that we were doing before. So I just want to make it clear that sometimes you're not just given the diameter, you might be given the radius, but all you've got to do is double it. Great. So therefore, I'm just going to let you guys carry on. So here are your next, again, stop throwing the whiteboard rubber somewhere, Steph. Okay, here are your next questions. So this is question 4. So you've got a circle, and I'm going to tell you this time that the radius is 5 centimetres. The radius is 5 centimetres. What is the circumference? And then question 5. The radius is 6 centimetres. What is the circumference? Okay. And in question, the last one, okay. In the last question, we're told that the circumference is 37.68 centimetres. What is the radius? So those are your 3 questions. Question 4, work out the circumference. Question 5, work out the circumference. And then the last one, we're told the circumference. From that, can you work out what the radius of that circle must be? Oh, super. Wow, got some answers already. Yes, excellent. Some people are working out. Right, oh yeah, right, I know the diameter of each one. Brilliant, great. Now use that and go forward and see if you can find the whole circumference. Perfect. So just like before, I'm going to just start working it out underneath. Carry on. So, on this, the radius is 5. That means the diameter must be 10 centimetres. Good. So to find the circumference, you do pi times 10. So that will be 3.14 times by 10. So the circumference for the first one is 31.4 centimetres. So well done if you got that. Okay. For the next one, if this radius is 6, that means that the diameter is 12 centimetres. So C equals pi times 12. 12. 3.14 times by 12. So let's see if I've got any room. I'm not sure I'm actually on the page. Let's do 3.14 times by 12. Let me just see if I'm actually on the board. I might be creeping off the board here. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. You know what, I'm going to use this space here. So 3.14. Again, I don't mind if you've done it on the calculator, but those of you who might want to try and practice without a calculator, you can do. Right, we need 2 dots for this one. Because we're doing 2 times 4, which is 8. 1 times 2, which is 2. And 3 times 2, which is 6. But then remember, if you go onto a second row, you need to put a 0 first. Because we're doing 10. We're doing it with 12, it becomes the 10. So 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 3 is 3. Add those together. And the circumference is 7.68. No, 37. Forgot the 3 then. Sorry. I was going to say that's not right. 37.68. I forgot to put the 3 there. Right. Well done if you got those. Let me just see how you're getting on. Brilliant. Amazing. Super. Okay, so for the last one, you're given the circumference. So 37.68, that's your circumference, equals pi, remember, pi times d. Okay, it doesn't change. I know I'm asking you for the radius, but the formula is still c equals pi d. So what we need to do is do 37.68 divided by pi. Well, we're going to do 3.14. Okay, I'm going to cheat this. Well, no, I'm not cheating. I told you to use a calculator, didn't I? So 37.68 divided by 3.14 is 12. Okay. So that means my diameter is 12. Okay. So if my diameter is 12, and we know, if this is 12 here, and we know the radius is half of the diameter, that means the radius must be 6 centimetres. Okay, today you've learned how to calculate the circumference of a circle. It is supposed to be tricky. Remember, this is not a Key Stage 2 lesson really. In Key Stage 2, what you need to know is that's the circumference, that's the diameter, that's the radius of the circle, that's it. You don't need to know pi, you certainly don't need to know any of this. So if you're not in Key Stage 3, okay, if you're still at primary school level, oh, well done you guys. If you're revising this at Key Stage 3, amazing, well done. Okay, remember, Maths Live involves all sorts of kind of learners, so well done for taking part, okay? After this lesson, go away, go on the pizza website, look up what the diameter of different pizzas are, and I will see you on Thursday, where we're going to find the area of circles, and this guy's going to make another appearance, okay? Thank you very much for joining in, see you again soon, bye bye.